You go to pay for something, card declined. But you know there's money in there. It's that sinking feeling, and for more and more people, it's the first sign that their bank account has been frozen because of a cyber fraud complaint they know nothing about. In this explainer, we're going to walk you through, step by step, how to take back control and get your money released. It's a moment of pure panic, right? The payment fails. You frantically open your banking app and you can't access your money. It's a shocking and frankly deeply unfair situation that a lot of innocent people are finding themselves trapped in. So you call the bank and they hit you with some official-sounding jargon. They'll say there's a lien on your account because of a police complaint. Now, the first thing to know is this does not mean you're a suspect, but it does mean your money is locked up. So don't worry, we're going to show you exactly how to cut through all that red tape. Okay, let's dive into the why. To really get a handle on this, you first have to understand the language the bank and the police are using, because believe me, the specific words they use will determine your very next move. So what exactly is a bank lien? The best way to think of it is like a temporary pause button. It's a precaution. It is not a seizure. The money is still yours. It's just their way of stopping the funds from moving while they investigate. And this is why those terms matter so much. Is it a hold that usually comes from the cyber cell, so you're dealing with the police? Is it a lien that might just be an internal bank thing? Figuring out which one it is, that's your crucial first step. It tells you exactly whose door you need to be knocking on. And here is the single most frustrating part of this whole thing. You sold something online. You got paid back by a friend. You did nothing wrong. So how did you get caught in this giant investigative net? It all comes down to something called the layered transaction problem. Think of it like a chain reaction. A scammer gets money and sends it to account A. Account A sends it to B. B sends it to C. The police, trying to trace the funds, often just freeze the entire chain. So you could be way down at layer 4, having done a totally legitimate sale. But because the money you received came from a tainted source 3 steps back, your account gets frozen too. You're basically collateral damage. All right, so now you get the why. Let's switch gears and get to the how. This is your concrete step-by-step action plan to get that account unfrozen and release that lien. This right here is the standard playbook. The key is to be methodical and not to panic. First, march into your bank and demand the specifics in writing. The complaint number, the police station, everything. Your main goal here is to get what's called a no objection certificate, or an NOC. You can think of the NOC as the golden ticket. It's the one thing your bank needs to legally set your money free. You know, preparation here is your absolute best friend. Before you even think about calling the police, get all your documents together in a file. Bank statements, your ID, address proof, any screenshots or receipts from the transaction, and a clear, written explanation of your side of the story. Trust me, a well-prepared case makes it way easier for the police to see you're innocent, and that can speed this whole process up dramatically. Okay, but what if you do everything right and you're just hitting a brick wall? The police aren't responsive, the bank is hiding behind procedure. What then? Well, this is where you get proactive. We're going to look at some really powerful legal levers you can pull, and these come from the real-world experiences of people who fought this and won. Take a look at this story shared on Reddit. It is a perfect case study. This person had over 18 lakh rupees completely frozen, all because of a small transaction several layers down the chain. Their journey is basically a masterclass in how to effectively assert your rights. Okay, now this is a pro tip that can be a total game changer. When you talk to your bank, ask them one very simple question. Under which section of the law was my account frozen? If they say Section 102 of the CRPC or the new 106 of the BNSS, you've got them. The law is crystal clear. The police must report that freeze to a magistrate. If they failed to do that, the entire freeze could be illegal, and that gives you incredible leverage. And this right here, this is another huge point. It is often illegal for them to freeze your entire life savings over a small disputed amount. The courts have said it time and time again. They can only hold the specific amount under investigation. You can, and you absolutely should, remind your bank of this precedent. All right, now for the real power move. For just 10 rupees, you can file a right to information request, an RTI, with the police department that ordered the freeze. And you ask one simple question. Is there a formal case registered against me? If that official answer comes back no, well, you've just hit the jackpot. You now have a powerful piece of evidence to take to your bank, proving there is no formal legal reason to hold your money.
So, you have a plan, you've got some power moves. Let's wrap this up by setting some realistic expectations for how long this can take, and maybe more importantly, how you can avoid this nightmare in the future.
Now, this is important. Be patient. I'm going to be straight with you. Even if everything goes smoothly, you're probably looking at around 60 to 65 days to get your account fully operational again. The process just involves so many different departments: the bank, the cyber cell, legal teams, and every single step just takes time. Of course, the best way to deal with this problem is to just avoid it in the first place. Simple stuff, like never dealing with unknown UPI IDs and always keeping digital receipts. But here's a really smart move. Use a separate secondary bank account for any of these third-party or P2P transactions. Keep a low balance in it. That way, you insulate your main salary account from risk, and you can save yourself a world of stress. Look, having your money frozen when you've done nothing wrong is unbelievably stressful and unfair. But remember this: knowledge is power. When you understand your rights, follow the procedures, and know which legal levers to pull, you can turn a powerless situation into one where you are in control. So the real question is, are you prepared to defend it,